Hey folks, welcome to the channel. My name is Patdees. I go by the Traveling Picker. What I talk about is it worth it? And tell me what you guys think. As you see, it's a beautiful day. It's a lovely day here in Pennsylvania. I don't know where you're at, but oh man, what great weather we're getting. As you can see, and some people would say, "Oh my God, why would you film with this stuff in there?" I'm working out of the garage, so I have been doing whatnots in the garage. The problem is, I've discovered sometimes that the Wi-Fi is too far away, and sometimes it has to catch up, so it's not entirely working right. But I wanted to address a comment. Someone made a comment on my YouTube video. I don't know if it was my last one. It might have been my last one, and I'm going to address it here. I was going to reply to the person, and I thought, you know, why give a whole paragraph when really I can address it right here and really welcome feedback and see what you guys to say. Sometimes when we see these other YouTubers making videos, like where do they come up with the content? That's because people leave comments sometimes, and it's a good way to address it. And I want to address it in a respectful manner. It's not to debate or argue. It's just to draw discussion. So, yeah, it was how to sell at the flea market. So I did the flea market up in Dixon City, and I think roughly we did about $620. And double our comments 4 hours ago, actually today when I'm recording this, $340 profit. But what was the cost of the stuff you sold? It's most likely higher, but I'll do $50 for example. So that's $200. That's $290 now, divided by 11 hours, you said, is $26.36 per hour. Divide that by two of you and your son, and you're looking at $13.18 an hour. Is that really worth it? I commend you on your hard work. Just really like to know if you really think it's worth it. Well, there's different ways to look. My commercial came up. I bumped the video. So let me comment on it. I read that comment. I was actually today at the hospital and had to do some stuff there, and for me, I naturally want to say, yeah, it's worth it because of God, getting up every day. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to do YouTube, to resell. Okay, so let's throw that out the window and say, who cares about that? But we're talking about the bottom line. You got to think. You got to keep in mind. I sell on Amazon, sell on eBay, and we sell on whatnot. Even just sold something locally here on Facebook Marketplace, and $340. You're assuming $50. That may be right, maybe low, maybe high. When you're buying those pallets, sometimes, last year when I bought the pallets, I sold 3 pallets of Legos for $24,000 that I paid $1,600 for. So in a way, all the pallets that I got last year were entirely paid for by the profit just from the Legos. So if you want to look at it that way, there's no cost. Everything right now would be considered free. Now I know you don't really do it that way because, for example, if I'm selling these pair of socks, and I don't do it that way. We made after fees and everything. Let's say we made $16,000 on the Legos. I'm selling 2 pairs of socks for $3. I probably have I'll make it $1 a lot of times. Now, do I like getting up at 4:30 in the morning to do? No, I'm not really a morning person. I would rather get up at 8:30, but 8:30 is too late. You got to be up there at the flea market set up really by 6:30 at the latest. Those are the things you have to do. Do I want to do them all the time? Hell no. Because it's hot up there, and when you're putting out money for the truck, and you're not making nothing before you hit your $200 break even point of getting the truck, the gas, and the setup. But you get to a point when you have some stuff, and you say, well, I can't sell it on whatnot, I can't on eBay. What do? I'm not going to throw it away. It's still good stuff. So you increase your cash flow and you go to the flea market, and that's exactly what we did. Now, $290, okay, divided by me and my son. That assumes I'd be paying my son half the money, which is no. I'm going to tell you the truth. He didn't put the money out for the gas. He didn't put the money out for the truck. He didn't put the money out for the inventory. He's helping me. At the same time, he lives rent-free currently in our house. And, I have to go after him just to chip in for the cell phone sometimes. So that's not to say nothing bad about him, because I'm grateful for, and we work a deal out. He helps me. I do throw him a little bit of money and pay for his lunch. And he asked me money to go get something at the flea market. Am I paying him half the money? No, I'm not. I know that actually happens a lot in family businesses. Let's say the guy owns a pizzeria and the owner makes $1,000 that day, and his son works his 8 hours. You think, the owner's going to give him $500? No, he's going to pay him comparable to what he would pay somebody else. The only difference he might do in the pizzeria, he might give his son cash instead of putting him on the books. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of discussion on that, because even putting him on the books, you can get the special deductions and this and that. But, and so that breakdown was $13.18 an hour. And it had me thinking, I think we're in a world right now where we say, I won't get out of bed for $13 an hour. And that's how it is. A lot of employees won't take jobs unless they're getting $15, $20 an hour. And it's just a terrible mindset. To me, even let's say at $290, I kept $200 and gave my son $90. That would probably be more fair. And he gets it anyways, because right then, here's 90. But yeah, when we go and buy groceries, we pay for it. When we go out to eat, I'm paying for it, and not as much as when he's obviously over 18 now, so it's a different story. But even assuming at $13 an hour, how many jobs can you really go out there right now and get $13 an hour? And there's not a lot of jobs. Some, there's Target, McDonald's, 13, 15. I got to go in when they tell me, put the goofy hat on and listen to what they say. And you assume double R, that's all I made. But you don't factor in that, what did I sell on eBay that day? What did I sell on Whatnot that day? What did I sell on... Now, Whatnot you can't count, because Whatnot I have to stand here and physically do the time. But eBay is running 24/7. Amazon's 24/7. So collectively, as a reseller as a whole, you got to say, okay, what did we do for the week? That week, we might have done $1,200. And then you say, okay, well, how much really time let's say I put in 40 hours. Well, now all of a sudden, that's $30 an hour. Now, we know that $1,200 might not be profit. Maybe $900 is profit. Still, $25 an hour. That's still pretty damn good as a reseller. So, do I think it's worth it? Yes and no. So, would I want to do it forever for that? No. I had somebody say on of another video, I think when we had done like 11, when I do the flea market, we do 3,500, and I do the bigger. I wouldn't be bothered with those little things. When you buy these pallets and they're not manifested, you get stuff. Again, what do? You can't throw away. I remember as a kid, and I grew up poor. My dad had me late in life, and he didn't have his priorities right. And I worked for $3 an hour as a teenager, washing dishes. I used to cut grass. I used to shovel snow all on my own. because I got sick of honestly being poor. Got sick of getting made fun of not having the right shoes, or when we were a kid, my mom was tough. I mean, you took off your school clothes and you wore your home clothes, your play clothes, and the next day your school clothes. So Monday and Tuesday sometimes we were wearing the same clothes back to back because she's like, they're not dirty, and it was tough because other kids that would pick up on that, and obviously when we were a kid, we're just doing what we're told, and that was the case. So I always entrepreneurship, working hard, taking risks, taking gambles has always been a part of me. Hustling. I mean, there's plenty of times I had multiple jobs, so that hasn't going on. I remember when I used to go to this place. It was the hoagie shop, and they had Pac-Man in there. And I remember these kids used to sometimes be throwing change in the streets and throwing. I don't want, and I'd be picking up pennies. I'm like, God, if you went to the bank and put $1 in the bank, they would give you 1 penny for your dollar. Here I am picking up 7 cents laying in the street, and they're throwing away. Now, that does not to say that I don't ever waste any money playing a lotto ticket occasionally or going to the casino. Yeah. But as a whole, you have to look at reselling, and when you have the ability to work for yourself and make an okay living, more than you would make working for somebody else. And keep in mind, many of us do this for different reasons. Convenience, maybe you have kids, maybe you have health issues, things are going on. And once you get doing this and enjoy it, and you have those good months, bad months, the unenjoyable part is when you get it in over your head and you get all this, and you're like, and they call it a death pile. It's not a death pile. It's just inventory that you can't move so quick. And then you got to invest into a system, investing to shelf, which I am actually doing shelving and looking to upgrade and be more organized and do things and really be a little bit more judgmental and selective on the inventory that I'm buying, because in some ways I get it. Some ways I know people that are kids. What takes me to sell 200 items, they can sell 30 items. I get it. They're that old, work smarter, not harder. I get it. But the flea market, to answer the question, was, for me, yeah, it was worth it. If I netted $250, yeah, it was worth it. And would I rather do, at the other one where I netted 700-800 after? Yeah, but it's not the case. It all depends what the mix of the products that you sell. So, I would love to have home runs all the time. I love to do $1,000 every week. It's definitely possible with the stuff that I have. It's just a matter of getting organized. There's sometimes you pull stuff out. I didn't even know I had that. Or you're like, I'm guilty of this. I buy stuff and then you put it, okay, I'm going to list it. And then, you get sidetracked with life. You get busy here, something breaks, something goes on, and you're like, whew. That many of us resellers probably could skip 3 to 6 months and have enough stuff, especially if you have the space that I have, and do just fine. So I hope that answers the question. And guys, tell me what you think. Give me thumbs up. I like making videos. This is tough sometimes to get people to even watch you. When you put drama, or you put, like, I got banned off of whatnot, which really happened, or if I got kicked off of eBay, those videos will do 5 times better than the ones that talk about the boring life of reselling. And sometimes it is boring because you're by yourself. And like I'm here right now by myself, and sometimes it'd be nice to even have, my wife has a full-time job. Sometimes it'd be nice to have someone just to interact and go, okay, let's go, let's do this. And when you do that, because with an employee, that costs money. But, I am on my own doing this 90% of the time. So it is what it is. And again, tell me what you think, comment below, and give me thumbs up. And I will see you Hold on. Where's the off button? I will see you again.